I remember you telling me, Matt, I can't lose this fight. It's too much. With what happened between my country and Russia, I can't lose this fight. I can't take this fight. Like you almost were. You were so on the fence of taking it, and I never heard you like that before.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Longo about it. And he's like, no, he's going to take it. He's going to do what Merab's going to do. He only knows one way. He's going to fight. I go, I know, but I never heard him like this. Welcome to the show. I was about to sing it, but I'm not going to sing it. Why am I looking this way? That's my camera. The great champion of the world, Bantamweight Champion of the world, Merab, say hello. To this day, I get nervous saying your last name. Isn't that embarrassing?
No.
It is embarrassing.
Dvalishvili.
You say it so well, and I know I always fuck it up, and I know you for like a decade, and I love you, and I hate fucking it up. Merab, we're catching up today, and I appreciate you coming in because you're all over the world now, and how far we've come. Look at us, we've made it. We fucking made it. My caffeine's kicking in, Merab. I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah. It's been a couple months. We met exactly 12 years ago.
I'm saying a decade, 12 years.
Yeah, and then so many things changed, and we came so far, and we are on top of the world now.
Can I tell you?
When I met you, you was champion. Now we have both champion.
Holy shit.
UFC champion here.
Wait, when you came,
little room.
is that amazing? It's amazing. Yeah. When you came to me, did I have the belt?
Yeah, you was champion.
Or just lose it?
2007. No. You wasn't champion, but like you champion.
Oh, I was okay. All right, I was doing the math, and I'm like, wait a minute.
No.
So 12 years ago, I want to talk about when you first arrived here. Yeah. Okay, because there's somewhere I'm going with this. When you first arrived here, just tell me you got off the plane, because I know you got involved. I'm not going to mention names, with some knuckleheads. You got involved with some knuckleheads. Yeah. You did. And you're not going to ever say anything bad about anybody because you're such a sweet warrior. But
we can talk.
But I will. Yeah. So you got involved. You got off the plane. How did you have the connections here to even come over here? How'd that work?
Yeah, I was couple months before I find you guys. So what happened was I had my first amateur fights in South Carolina. Yeah, in 2012, I believe it was July, like exactly 13 years ago. And I had my first amateur fights. I win the belt. And then I was in the United States only 2 days. Actually, 1 day maybe. I arrived the early morning, make weight same day, like 12 p.m. And then I fight like evening, like maybe 7 p.m. or something. And the next morning I go back to Georgia. I was here like maybe 24 hours in the United States. And after I go Georgia, I was in army. I finished my army. It's mandatory in Georgia to be in army 1 year. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
1 year.
1 year I was in army. Too mandatory.
They do that in South Korea also, don't they? They do 4 years, right? What do they do in South Korea? What happened to Korean Zombie? Did they do like 4 years?
No. Thank God Georgia only 1 year.
Only 1 year.
Yeah.
There's something to that. Do you think? Yeah. What do you think about that? I think that kind of. Makes you're a man a little bit.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you're a healthy man, you have to sacrifice for your country. And it's good. So anyway, I finished this 1 year army, and now I have U.S. visa, and I'm MMA fighter. I'm fighting pro rules in Georgia, but there is not official in record, right? And now MMA it's in United States. I need to go United States. In Georgia I'm fighting, I'm winning, but I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, literally fighting for nothing.
Right now my dream is to fight in real MMA organization, big show, of course, to go to like get close to UFC or something like that. And so I have this visa, and so me and my friend, so Boris' brother tell us, oh, my brother lives in Long Island. You guys can go and share a house with Boris. And then he knows, he met some coach. This coach, he's a boxing coach, but this guy already talked my brother Boris that he will training you guys in boxing. He will bring the grapplers, and he will help you to get to the UFC. That's what we want, right?
Yeah, sounds great.
Sounds like a movie. Then go America.
Yeah.
Like
this sounds like a good game plan right here.
Yeah. And then so Boris' brother Nicholas, send us. We say goodbye. We came here. Boris take us his house. Now we are fighters here, and then 1 month later, David came too with us. David,
love David.
Oh, he's gonna be our dinner tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And you're gonna meet his family too.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and then but reality is, so Boris take us in this boxing gym.
Yes.
But there is couple punching bags. There is no training partners. There is trainings 11 a.m. and then 6 p.m. But 11 a.m. no one trains, just us. And 6 p.m. bunch of ladies, kids, to doing cardio training.
Yeah, okay.
They think they doing boxing, but this is punching bags.
Yes, it's for soccer moms. Yes, yeah.
I'm like, I training with this, like not even amateurs, like ladies and moms and kids, and I'm like depressed. I cannot tell Boris, this is not real training. Boris.
Now the coach, let's just call him Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, yeah.
Now let's say the coach Mike. We'll call him that. What is he telling you?
Oh my God, he's like, first of all, he was so happy that finally he has like real fighters, like badass guys,
Yeah.
Even we don't speak English, and then he's like, now he said, okay, I will find he go internet. He say, oh, where do you have a fight before MMA? He said, I don't know any MMA. I can give you a boxing fight. I said, no boxing. No, I'm not a boxer.
What's going on?
Yeah. He said, how about kickboxing? I said, no kickboxing. I said, okay. And then you said, and I said, I have a fight already, United States, And then he Googled, he find it was in South Carolina, and he text straight promoted, hey guys, we have your belt. Let's give us fight. We're gonna defend this belt. I don't know, something rude text. And this guy, I guess next day sent some guys, Tango and Anthony, they came my house, they take my belt from me, They said, this belt is ours, and how you talking shit because you have a belt. I don't know. Anyway, they take the belt from me. Yeah.
You were, so it's fair to say you were involved with some dirtbags. These guys did not, and you hear rumors about New York and about how New Yorkers are rude and they're not nice, and then your first experience is these wannabe fucking tough guys.
No, let me tell you the first experience.
Okay.
I was in South Carolina, like 24 hours. But I come outside, everything is so beautiful, so quiet. The people, everybody, hey, smiling. I'm like, where I am, and then the house is so pretty, look beautiful, streets super clean. It seems looks like a heaven. I never been like this place, and
beautiful.
And then when I go back to Georgia, when they ask me how is America is so beautiful. Everything is huge cars. Yeah. I don't even see the little cars. I see all the trucks and and big SUV, and America is crazy and good. And then so when I arrived to New York, JFK, it was late night, and the cars road is. I'm like, this is not same America.
Where am I?
And then, oh my God. And then when Boris picking up from airport, he started talking, guys, it's gonna be so tough. I know America from the far looks easy, but this is not easy. You're gonna go a lot of hard work. I'm like, what I am?
What did I just what did I do?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then I go to this gym, this Mike, he's is a really crazy guy, man. You know, I see many people in my life, but this guy is worst coach.
I know him a long time. Yes.
Worst coach. And then, okay, let me tell you, one time he said, okay, I'm going to hold the pets for you. And, okay, and then he told me 1-2. I punch 1-2. He said, motherfucker. I said, you said motherfucker. I mean, we, for us, motherfucker is because I don't speak English.
Yes.
I thought he was talking shit about my mother. I'm like, you motherfucker. I go crazy. Like, you crazy. Okay, anyway.
And he's giving you a compliment.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know,
Okay.
I know, but thank God my friend Georgie told me to, no. That's not, he's not talking shit for you. And then next day, I'm like, I said, there is no wrestling. I want a wrestling, grappling, like something, like MMA, like nothing. And then he said, no, don't worry. I will teach you MMA, grappling. I said, how? He said, okay, no, I show you. You can, with this my boxing combination, you can stop everybody. I said, no, it's different. He said, okay, take me down. I'm going to throw jab and I'm going to stop you. And then he tried to jab, to timing me. Of course, I shoot him, I take him down. And he realized that doesn't work. And and then after that, he make me fight 2 times in kickboxing. And he signed one time amateur boxing. And after this one amateur boxing fight, because it was no MMA fights, he make me sign to Golden Gloves. And I 3 times I fought in Golden Gloves. I win all three fights. And after that, I win the third match. Some promoter came. This guy looked my ear. And then he Googled my name. He won my fight in North Carolina. Then I have a belt. And then, South Carolina. And then he that time it was YouTube, like some fights from Georgia. Yeah. And then he said, you pro? I said, I don't know, like I'm not pro, like I don't have pro record, like in South Carolina that was amateur, and then yes, I fight MMA, but I'm not pro, And then I made pro debut after I came to you guys.
100%.
And then this guy tell me, he was yelling at me, I don't understand, but I mean the George translate for me. Then he's saying you are pro, you cannot compete anymore here, and he tell Mike specifically, don't bring this guy here anymore. He said, we kick him out. I'm shocked. Like, if I was pro, why you guys let me fight 3 times and my nose sometimes this way, sometimes, because, boxing, it was hard. Like, they was punching my nose.
How many matches did you have in the Golden Gloves?
3 matches.
And you won all 3?
I won all my 3 matches. I beat some good guys, actually, and it was tough fights, my boxing is never been good, but because of like I have heart and pressure, and I was just because it's either they're gonna kill me, I was just pressuring. Thank God it was in Golden Gloves. It's 2 minutes 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And then I have a cardio.
Yeah, we know.
And I was just pushing. I was just pushing because and first fight I stopped the guy, stoppage, but next 2 fight it was tough. I think I beat the next 2 fight. I beat the toughest guys, and so I guess they tell Mike we wasn't able to compete there, but Mike told me make sure, don't worry, make weight again. We was fighting every 10 days or something, and he said make sure make weight. I don't want to give them excuse. Don't worry, we're gonna fight. I'm like, okay. And then I cut weight, weight cut. I hate weight cuts. I make weight, and I make actually I was fighting 140, I make 139, and then I'm dying, and I'm ready to fight. I go there, and then this promoter again, I tell you, Mike, this guy not allowed to compete here. And then I'm like, I'm dying, I'm ready to fight, I make weight. Like, Mike, if they kick me out from here, this competition. First of all, I never wanted this Golden Gloves. I don't give a shit. This is you wanted.
This is your dream.
Yeah. But like me, like I'm dying, like, and they went. Finally, they kicked me. They're not allowed me to fight because I make weight, and they don't allowed me to fight. And I make weight, and I'm ready to fight same day, and then they kick me out, and I look like a stupid,
Yeah.
And my heart broke, and after. I don't go with Mike, and And thank God, after I started look wide, and then we go to Henzo Gracie gym in Manhattan. That's where we saw Ray Longo, and we know Ray Longo because David fought Truck Gordon.
Eddie Truck Gordon.
Eddie Truck Gordon,
Ultimate Fighter winner.
Yeah, and
yes.
we recognize him and we say, how are you? And Ray said, where are you guys living? We said, Long Island. What are you guys doing here? I don't know. We're just looking for training. From Long Island, we used to take a bus to get New York. Take a bus to get in. Sometimes we was taking straight to train, but sometimes we was taking bus to get Queens. From Queens, they take a train to get Manhattan. It was so hard, taking all days, And thank God, that's how we find you guys, Team Serra Longo. And since that, when I walk to first Longo's gym, I see the cage, I see the real fighter. I was so happy,
Yes.
and I feel like I'm home finally. Thank God. And then he sent me next couple of days. He sent me to your gym, and he was so positive. And of course, I know you. I And then that's after that, my hope came back. My life gets so much better, and now here we are.
Thank goodness. First of all, what a story. And and can I just add that if that promoter didn't step in there, those guys worried about a foreigner coming in and winning the Golden Gloves, you would have been a Golden Gloves champion. Everybody would have been like, this guy's got to worry about his hands. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's funny in itself. But thank goodness, Ray Longo's never in the city. He was there with Chris Weidman for an open workout for the Ultimate Fighter, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, right? That's what it was.
No. Chris Weidman was getting ready for Anderson Silva first fight.
That's what it was.
Yes, and he was drilling there in a cage with some, I forget this guy's name. He was in UFC. David. He was UFC for a little bit.
David Branch.
Maybe, yes.
Big, tall,
yes.
black guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah. Yes.
That meeting with Ray Longo, what if it never happened? Were you about to go back to you were grinding, you were at Henzo's, which is great.
Yeah, but it was I was really ready to quit or really go Georgia because it was impossible to to go Henzo's from Long Island, and we don't speak English, and there is no fights, and then that time it was already more than 6 months we was in United States, and we spent all money, and it was that time we that's where we start to work construction. And then if you work, then you cannot go city, saying. If you work daytime, that they have training, I think noon time.
Yeah,
so it was impossible to make training there. But your gym Tuesday, and we was coming like in evening time,
yes.
And the Friday morning, and it was more Longos. I was going working daytime, nighttime training. It was worked out perfectly.
It was such a simple recipe, where all usually the hard sparring and stuff like that would be at Longo's, a lot of the striking, and then I have guys that will never take a punch in their life, but they're just experts at just jiu-jitsu, at just keeping you down and submitting you, and just world class. So the combination of that and the grittiness and just the guys we had around us, it was such a winning recipe. It was so great.
For sure,
and when you first got there, it's so funny because, I liked you right away. And David, I'm so happy I'm going to see him later. And my kids too, and I'm going to meet his family. But I said this before, I'd always be like, oh, there's my little Russian. Oh, God, Merab. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't know the history. I think I told you that before, And to think about us now having this conversation, we couldn't have done this. Unless we had Boris here, we couldn't have done this back then. We couldn't talk like this.
No,
It's amazing when I see you now, especially the skits you do. Chicken, banana, chicken. But you come up with these, especially with the best of the ones. I love the ones with Aljo, the ones you do with Sean O'Malley. You do these skits, and I think about when you first got here, you did not speak any English. That alone is crazy. Hey, you could put me in Georgia for 2 decades. I'm fucked. I can't. Rob, you think I'm going to speak that language?
No. I said this one in many interviews, and so when I first met you, even I don't speak any English. You make a conversation with me, and you such a positive. I think you can talk in every country, you know, because you open, you know, you try to help, you know. And then when I was talking with you, I thought I speak English because I understand pretty much everything, because you are such a open, and you know, you're great with that, you know. And so yeah, and then I was really like happy to see you every time. And yeah, exactly right. Like, yeah, I cannot make conversation, but because you talk to us, and you are so welcome, open, cool, and you know, you inspire, you know. And yeah, when I see, you know, the lot of great jiu-jitsu guys, fighters was coming in your gym, and this is my place, and this is where I should be. And then the hopes came back, and and then we shortly after we make pro debut. Even we don't go. I mean, I make some big mistakes, but we show good fights, and I was doing what I love, you know.
It's funny. It feels like a million years ago, doesn't it? But yet, right?
Yeah,
it feels like
for sure. Because it's only 12 years ago. But
it was only 12 years ago.
But when you take 12 years, it's a long time, you know. It's fucking.
It is. Now, when you got to the schools, do you remember your first time meeting Aljo? Yeah,
I do remember.
Was he strangling you? No, that was
yeah. So actually, first. I met Aljo at the Longo's gym, and first, before we do jiu-jitsu, your gym, we have a sparring rounds in Longo's.
Okay.
Yeah, Aljo did some. I know Aljo like switch. I think first round he go with me, or I don't know, maybe second round he go either 1 round or 2 rounds with me.
Okay.
And then me, of course, I was wild that time, and I shoot double leg, and before I take him down, he already have my I'm already in the triangle. I'm like, how I get here? and then he finished. He make me tap from triangle, and then again I go. I'm like, oh, now I gotta go hard. And then I don't remember second he either choke me or armbar me, and then I'm like, this is different level here, you know.
Now you've grappled before, and you know you've dominated. You've won a lot of sambo competitions before you came over to the U.S.
Yeah.
So to get now Aljo, at the time you're meeting him, you don't realize that you didn't. Have you ever felt that before? I mean,
no.
I mean, you didn't know at the time that he's going to be a future world champion. Maybe after that you had an idea. But what was the feeling like? Because you're used to dominate. I saw a lot of your stuff from back home, even as a kid.
Right.
You're used to dominating. Right. Now you deal with someone around your size, and you feel that. Was it? What was your first reaction to that?
That was really shock for me, because, I had 9 fights in Georgia. So those 9 fights can be pro fights, because the same guys was fighting with me. They have professional records, those fights.
Okay.
Some person, promoters, they don't put my fights in professional record. But anyway, so I was fighting professional level, and then so if I was fighting like a striker, I was doing grappling, because I have a sambo and judo background, and but jiu-jitsu is different. I'm always saying, you know, sambo and judo, yes, this is wrestling and grappling. This is good, but jiu-jitsu is another level, and then you see in your eyes too, you know, when I train with you, and then you know, I go some rounds with you, and every time you was on top of me, I cannot get up. You know, your pressure, like, you know, like everything. I don't know even how to escape. Now I finally learn, like, you know, like just, you know, like the whole control the hands, the bottom leg out and stuff like this. But
I regret showing you like the last times we were rolling, because fucking now he knows the way out and he doesn't get tired, Christian. It really sucks. So, even if I had 50 pounds on him. So go ahead, Merab.
So and then it was I'm always now when I talk to young fighters, I tell them, forget about sambo and judo. This is, it's not bullshit, but if you have chance training in jiu-jitsu is the best way to transfer in MMA, or just himself. Just jiu-jitsu is the best martial arts. If you have jiu-jitsu background, then you say you have a weapon with you, like a gun with you.
Even a nerd could be dangerous. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
even
absolutely.
a nerd could be dangerous.
So many times I was shocked. You look like kill this guy.
Just smack him around.
Yeah. But they cut you in triangle or armbar or leg lock, and they make you cry. Yeah.
It's so important, as people don't realize, like, your friendship with your relationship with Aljamain Sterling is it's such a huge part of your success. And what people don't get, and I'm going to get into this, is that when there's nothing, loyalty is, and Longo says this a lot, loyalty is easy. What the fuck does he say again? Loyalty is easy when there's nothing on the line. You understand? It's easy to be loyal. You're loyal. You're a good friend. All right. Maybe you pick me up at the airport. Now, when there's something like you and Aljo, like you said, from your first time meeting him, up until then, nobody's dominating you unless they're a lot heavier or anything like that, and sparring, I'm sure. So have a guy like that do that with you, and then later on, and Aljo, I had him in here, and I'm going to tell you a story he said about sparring one day with you. It shapes you. It shapes you as a fighter. You can't just be the hammer. You need to be the nail sometimes to progress. And there's not a lot of guys that could do that to you. And then you met a guy that can, and he's willing to help you, and he's willing to get you better, and he actually gives a shit. And that's Aljo. So that was so crucial in your development as a fighter. Don't you feel?
I agree. Yeah, Aljo was already a professional fighter, and he was, I think, about to fight a CFFC belt, and shortly after, I think he go UFC. And then, Aljo, like you said, he always willing to help other training partners, and and also I was training with him, and I was getting better and better every time, and I learned even that time it was big different. Like, he was so much. He's still better than me, but like that time it was way better than me. And of course, like I always respect him, and I look up to him. He was professional fighter, and I followed him. I became friends, as training partners, sparring partners, and then teammates, and also I know how. And then it came up good problem, I think, because he was champion, and then I was keep winning, but people was mentioning it. I never pay attention, but and then listen, I never wanted to fight, of course, Aljo, and especially, and then I know how means to him. Like that time, for me was the big deal, like especially after I go through all that. I lost my pro debut, and I win, and I lost, and I was thinking I'm not good. What are you gonna do? I'm not good. I was thinking I'm not good enough. But and then when I take a little bit break, then I realize I miss this. I don't care if I lose or win. I wanna do this. I love this. And then I remember when I came back, and then when we go together in Rhode Island. Remember we go Rhode.
Oh yeah, for your fight.
Yeah. And then I win back, and then I was so happy. Then I was thinking that was already my, when I go UFC, and then when I lost. I know you don't agree with the loss. You think
nobody agrees you lost.
Yeah.
His first Aljo's Merab's first two fights in the UFC. He could very well be undefeated right now. His first two fights in the UFC, Frankie Size, anybody, and you were on antibiotics. You had a what was that?
Yeah.
You don't want to say.
It was virus something.
Yeah.
Big
something
virus.
Viral.
Virus. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. Still.
And I don't know if you remember. So after the fight, like now everybody knows that my cardio is good.
Yes.
But after the fight, even you can tell. You guys can go watch. You can tell that when they're about to race, like the tell us decision. I cannot even open my eyes. I'm like off. And then once once they give Frankie Sayan split decision, but and the scene after that, I know you came close to me, give me a hug, and then I'm like, Matt, I need to carry me, and then I come with you. I don't know if you remember. You take me to the locker room.
Yeah.
I was like you was holding me because I was hardly walking. You know, I was so tired and then I don't know if you remember. Like next 20 minutes, I lay down, close my. I cannot even open my eyes, and then I was so happy that I survived, and I was live, and I'm like, oh my God, because I was bad. I was feeling like sick.
I know, because you're not one to even complain. You know what I mean? Like if you never looked, you never looked tired even when you could be tired, and I never seen you tired. We knew you were going in there compromised, but and I never said it since. Me and myself and well, maybe I did once, but me and Ray Longo, we told you in the cage before they read the decision. You got it, Merab. You sucked. Thank goodness because we felt you won. Everybody did. So when they gave it to the Frankie, we were very disappointed with the judges and proud of you because we know what you had to fight through.
Right.
You know, and then talking about the two so-called losses, the second one. Controversial at best. I mean, you made it to the final bell and you were in a guillotine, and if it went to the judges, we all know you won. And afterwards, you were a little doozy, you were a little out, little in, but you made it to the bell. They didn't call it. Next thing you know, they give it to him. So, hey, man, it was weird. I want to get right after that what happened, but really quick, an Aljo's story, because we talk about how you guys build each other and your work ethic. Aljo was in here. He told, because I don't know if you heard it. He was going, and then with Merab, and I would, with the sparring, I would always get the better, and then there was one day where I came in and I was a little, I don't know if I was partying a little bit or whatever it was, and Merab had a very good day with me. He was saying that he was taking me down, and I was exhausted after, and he goes, and Merab came over to me, and he wasn't bragging, but I could tell he was happy, and he goes to me, and he goes, usually, but, you beat me up, but today was my day.
I remember exactly. That's true story, yes.
How great did that must have, listen, you love him to death. He's always beating on you. How did that feel to have a good day with your big brother over there?
Actually, to be honest, I was shocked. Like, you witnessed our sparring, and you was always watching our sparrings, and Aljo was better than me in sparrings, and he's grappling and jiu-jitsu. He gets on top of me, and I cannot move.
It's a problem.
Yeah, but we was always pushing each other, but he was better than me, and then so that day. Aljo was somewhere. Aljo like travel, and after a little bit travel, he had the fight booked, and we were sparring, and then now this time I was taking him down, and I was on top, and he hardly getting up, and he's getting tired, and I'm doing better, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like,
what is happening? This is what?
This is like, I thought I get so much better, and then I tell Aljo, bro, like you always better than me, you always beat me, but today it was my day, and then I remind him I remind him, do you remember the day? And then he remembers that day, yeah, for sure.
And you know what? That lit a fire under him, because he's going to be like, all right, I'm not letting that happen again.
Yeah. Aljo he takes this sport serious,
Shout out to Funk Harbor Rum. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Yes.
I know you don't do anything. That's why you're the machine. But I'm becoming a rum guy.
Yeah.
I might be like a Diet Coke and rum guy. It's no aftertaste. Very nice.
Actually, I drink once in a while for Aljo, for one drink, a little bit, sip, like. It's good. I like it. I do. That was So actually, I'm gonna go back to to talk about me, like I don't want to fight Aljo because. So for me, after these two controversial losses, my goal was to just keep winning, and I think I tell you this after I lost second time against Ricky Simon, and when you told me that Merab, like, probably you don't. This is not you are winning my eyes, and you are winning my eyes, and then I tell you, I don't care. I hope UFC don't cut me, and then I remember to tell you this. That's what I was worried that time too. because even it was controversial or not, I lost papers. I lost my first two, and then I was worried I don't get cut. My thing was met to. I mean I wanted to be just UFC fighter. For me, I'm in UFC. That was my dream too. But for Aljo always want to be champion, and I know how he wants to keep this belt. And then I also know that when he has an opponent, his opponents always come enemy. And then I want to be just friends with Aljo. I don't want to change our relationship. That was the main everything. And that's why I never wanted to fight him.
And I can't tell you, there's so many times, you know, the people were in your position and they fought. I mean, people fight. There's but then their relationships are never the same. You've seen it. You know, I'm friends with all these guys. I'm not going to name their names, but you know, it's a French. Listen, you give me our friendship, and you putting $1 million over here. I'm taking our friendship. I am. I don't give a fuck.
Respect.
There's not a lot of there's people that could say it. You're in that position now. You have everybody, the powers that be, and me and Dana are tight, so I love Dana. But you know, you got guys saying, "Hey, it's a huge mistake if you don't do this. It's a huge mistake. This is life-changing money. This is life-changing." Yeah. You know, it's you were working construction for years while you're fighting in the UFC. You came over, you dealt with knuckleheads, morons, and then thank goodness you found Longo, and then you're commuting. It's right there in front of you. All you have to do is fight your best friend, and you didn't do it. Yeah. So, it's something to really be applauded. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, Merab, not a lot of guys are built like that. So you didn't, you know, and I'm going to get into you fighting for the championship in Aljo, but really quick, Dana White looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Only because getting into the UFC. What's great about that is Dana wasn't there he was scouting out Curtis Stout. Curtis, what's his name?
Rufian Stotts.
I just named a fighter from like 1990. My fucking head. What's his name again?
Rufian Stotts.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
And a Duke Rufus protege. So I was looking for a fight. Dana White looking for a fight, if you want to watch that. And we were flying over. We went from Alaska to New Jersey, and the whole time I know you're shot, and I'm telling him, I know you're looking at Rufus, but this is my guy, and I'm telling you, he's a pit bull. And so Dana knew. He knew what the fight to watch. And what's great about it was that it was in New Jersey, not too far. We had all our people there, and we're expecting, at the very least, a battle, a war. He catches you a kick, you spun into a back fist, and next thing you know, the dream comes true.
Crazy, man.
It's great that it's on the show because we can watch it at any time. Every time, like it's the anniversary of that or something, like they'll show that clip. You know what I mean? You get in the UFC. Yeah. How'd that feel, landing that thing?
First, you know, like. I have to go back again. Like after all, I go through everything, and then I lost my pro debut and whatever, and then and then we finally win the Ring of Combat belt, and then now you and then I was coming to Ring of Combat to looking for a fight, but then I also know that this guy wasn't from our region, like
they're from where are they? Milwaukee.
And then I know that this guy, and I look his record. He's 8-0, undefeated, like 2 times U.S. champion in wrestling, All American, and I know that. I know that I was in they was gonna look this fight, and I know how I was gonna win.
Opportunity, man.
Yeah, that was big opportunity. I know doesn't matter how I win, I will go UFC because I win against this guy. You know, it's gonna be big statements for us. But I was really like never doubted myself. I was really ready for war. Even that time, that guy was, I believe, by much better than me. I believe, you know. Now when I look and yeah, I was so motivated, pumped out, and especially you, my corner. And then I remember, like, yeah, like
It was my birthday.
yeah, that was your
Did
birthday.
you know that? It was my birthday.
Of course,
Yeah, it's like
of
the
course,
week-
that was extra motivation. Of course, I don't know that. And June 2nd, and then
That's right.
and so and then once I go in and this everything happened, and then I looked the guy and I did spinning back kick, fist, and when I go to punch him more and I look his eye and he was gone, like he was just like
Yeah.
he has no life in the eyes. And I get up and I'm so happy, and I remember I come hug you and I tell you happy birthday. And then that was like I make you like
So
I give that's crazy, like everything. I was so happy to we knew that we was gonna go UFC, and then it was your birthday, and then I make you proud, and I represent you guys like good, and I was just happy. And then so go back to this loyalty and friendship and everything else. Yeah, I learned so much from you, Matt, and I appreciate you. I respect you. I know you like 12 years now, and I know you, like you mentioned before, you have to choose $1 million or friendship. I know you always choose friendship, and I love your mentality, and then how you that's how we all should be. And I learn from you like a lot of things, and then I'm continue same thing whatever our team is doing, and our friendship is always will be here strong, and I will never forget everything you do for me and for us. And I will be always grateful, and I'm happy to call you my friend. And like when I mentioned before, now we both champion, you know.
It's good. I'm gonna fucking hug you in a second.
Yeah, doesn't matter how life go, what's gonna happen my next fight. We always be former champions, and life will change. Of course, life will be always good for us, because we are good people. But we always
I'm a
will be
good
good
person. You're a great person. Now,
Thank you, man.
Merab, it's when I think about that, like first of all, best birthday gift ever that day. That was great. And I think about like myself and Longo, and we would just help neighborhood kids. Aljo's from a town next to me, Uniondale's next to East Meadow. Baldwin is right next to there, and that's Chris Weidman. Alaya Quinta is right down the block in Wantua. And when you came over to us, never before has anybody came into that circle and just fit right in. You were from another part of the world, but one of us, one of us from day one. Because of that, it's not just about the fight. I believe, and Longo said this to me, and I always use it, is that water seeks its own level. You know what I mean? Like, good people find good people. Sometimes guys would leave my academy. Somebody go to me, Matt, what are you? I go, people go where they belong.
Yeah.
So it's like you belonged with us. So that chance meeting of Ray Longo that day just was so great. Because Ray Longo, again, I met him by chance. That guy done so much for me too. So it's just the circle of life type of stuff,
right.
So now, Merab, time's flying. I want to talk really quick. Listen, we had a couple of rough outings, which, for whatever reason, that could disappoint somebody. Your third fight in the UFC. We're going to Russia, baby.
Yeah.
We're going to Russia.
Yeah.
And first of all, what a great trip.
Yeah, that was because we some Georgians, we met some Georgians, and we see everything. And then we win the first UFC fight. Yeah, that was great.
You literally now were the first fight of the night. You are officially, people don't know this because you've accomplished so much more. But I mean, you're not going to be known for this. You're known for a lot more. But you're officially the first ever UFC fight and win in Russia.
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
You know what I am? I'm the first spinning back fist knockout. I got hit with Shoney Carter. But that's not something I want to bring up now. I'm fucking around. We're humble. But So we go to Russia.
I think, let me ask you this question. I saw this, but I thought, you mean, he dropped you, but he wasn't out, right?
You know what it was? I went the first. I got hit twice with those. So the first time I got hit was worse because I don't remember getting hit with it. So between rounds, I don't remember anything. And because Merab, before that fight, I only had like 8 fights. I fought one Russian guy named Kamzat who was tough, a Russian judo sambo guy who I got rear naked choke. He was tough because he whizzed me down. But the other guys, I would take him down and beat him. I didn't have experience. So I tried to fight like you would. If you watch that fight, I was nonstop. I didn't know how to pace myself. I had tunnel vision. I didn't have the standing up. I was just not. I didn't have much time put into it. So it was a lack of experience. I was very exhausted. So when I got hit with that at the end, I was hit bad, but I wasn't like, you know. I wasn't in the shadow realm. I was like. I was done. I was probably done, but you know, I got my revenge. But Russia was so great, and then it was just win after win after win, and you never lost since, Merab. Your story is still being written. You could go. I don't want to get too nuts, but it's so great. I mean, I love now. You know, you fight for the. All right, there's so many fights to talk about, but you go through one after the other, and now you fight. Who's the first champion you fought? Because you fought Jose Aldo.
Yeah, Jose Aldo. So Jose Aldo, right after I fought Peter Yan, that was the fight. I know you remember good, and then that was for me the more important than championship fights.
That's one of my favorite fights, Merab. I'll tell you right now. I knew when you had to fight Peter Yan. I remember a conversation with you, and I remember it very, very vividly. And it was the first time I heard concern in your voice about taking the fight because of all the pressure that was going to be there. And you're not. I know you weren't afraid of anybody. You're not afraid of his skill set. But you said I'm going to paraphrase it. I remember you telling me, Matt, I can't lose this fight. It's too much. With what happened between my country and Russia, I can't lose this fight. I can't take this fight. Like you almost were. You were so on the fence of taking it, and I never heard you like that before. And I remember talking to Longo about it, and he's like, "No, he's gonna take it. He's gonna do what Merab's gonna do. He only knows one way. He's gonna fight." I go, "I know, but I never heard him like this." Tell me about that real quick.
Yeah. So, I mean, as I tell you before, so. You know, Georgia, it's independent country, but some part of territory which is called Abkhazia. It's a beautiful part of Georgia. The Russia occupied, and they still have occupied. They occupied 1991, and another beautiful part of Georgia, South Ossetia, they occupied also. From Georgia 2008, and I was 17 years old, and they throw bombs in capital city, and they kill so many Georgians, and you know who war is just always bad, and Russia is just big, and they're our neighbors, but they just being bully, Russian people come into our country, we treat them good and hospitality. We people, we don't have no problem with people, but we have a problem with the politics and the politicians and the bad people who don't respect our country. And for us, every time, like, because of the Russia has occupied our territory, for us, they're like, every time Russia versus Georgia, it's like a more than a sport. This is like it's like either, and especially in the, if I lose the soccer game, if you lose soccer game, it's a game, but it's a fight, and especially Peter Yan, he's like a bully.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you two are the representatives of your, your countries because I'm telling you, man, I told you this before, every Georgian I meet, I like better than they're the sweetest people, but yet they're warriors, but they're so nice. They're so nice. They're so warm.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to visit there with my family. I'm going to take you up on that one day. I really do.
Yes, please.
I was getting stem cells in Colombia, or else I would have joined you. Yes. I know you invited me.
We go. I think. So when you guys have time, we go. Like maybe now maybe my fights will come. Like now I will be like in camps like next 3 months, but maybe in like springtime or summertime. Please, we can make a plan. We go with all your family. Hopefully Ray can come.
Yes, I would love that. Yeah, that would be phenomenal.
It will.
Your fight with Peter Yan, and again, he's the opposite. He's a little weird, Peter Yan. The first time I met him is before I was in a pool in Abu Dhabi, and he comes over, and I'm like, I go, you're gonna he's gonna fight Aljo. He didn't fight Aljo yet, and then he comes in the pool, and he comes over to me, and I'm like, and he faked to like wrestle me. Next thing you know, we're pummeling in the pool. I'm like, what the fuck? I see some of his buddies over there. I go, where's this going? And then he stops and he's smiling. I'm like, this is a little fucking weird. But he's like a bully. He's a fucking bully.
Exactly.
I could tell that. So I see him with you one time with Aljo, and he's playing around a little bit in his weird way, because you never know when it can get serious.
Right.
And then he goes to you and he says, what he said one word. What did he say?
He said he's small. And then I'm like, okay, you're right, Matt. Like, that was okay. I will tell you from my side. So Aljo has a fight. He's fighting somebody else. I think TJ Dillashaw in Abu Dhabi, and Peter Yan also fighting somebody else, and then they talk each other. And then of course I don't want to go involved, this because I'm a step away. I'm like other side, and then myself. I'm not so maybe with somebody, but I don't want to And then they talking, and Peter point at me. He's small. He's so small. And then now he's talking about me, and I go and then like I size him up, but even he's cutting weight, he still looks bigger than me. And then he said he's telling Aljo he's 0, yes. And now, I mean, we understand that he's talking about I'm a 0, like I'm nothing. I'm not at his level or something. And then he has a fight, and then I don't wanna like anything. I laugh and I said, "Why you being Russian bully?" Like why laughing? And then you saw this video, and then I know and then also you, when I beat him, and you tell me, now who's 0? And then I say this, your words, like, who's 0 now? I scream. And this word became very famous, actually. They made t-shirts too. Yes. Who's 0 now?
I want a percentage of that. No, that's fucking funny, Merab. That's funny.
Yeah.
It was one of the most glorious moments, and I was there for a lot of them, but because I knew what was at stake. And when you were winning round after round and obviously as it goes on, it gets worse for your opponents, and it was getting worse for him. And then it was just, we seen it coming, and it was so great. And then when you won that felt like the title to me. That did.
Yes,
that was up there with I was in there with world titles. That's up there with the best of them because of what was at stake.
Thank you for like you was feeling like I feel it. You taking my words like like hard, like serious, and thank you so much. I feel the energy, and we all win that, and then as a team, thank you so much for that. So I'm gonna go deep for that Peter Yan fight. So like I know you touched that, but okay, for me, what was it? So once Peter Yan start fighting in UFC, and of course I pay attention every fight in my weight class, and I know he's from Russia, and then after I was with Aljo in Texas or something, and then the Peter Yan look at me like that, like bullying me. I'm like, bro, what do you want? Like, you're not fighting me. He was fighting somebody else. Anyway, and then after Peter Yan start winning, and then I'm like in my head, I never want to fight this guy because he's from Russia and he's super good, like he's a good fighter, and if I lost against him, I will kill myself because I don't want to lose against this rude bully Russian guy, And that was the whole thing. And then we came up that point, and now the UFC offered me. Of course, I say yes, but that was like I was really worried. Sometimes waking up middle of the night and like sweating thinking about this. Yeah.
And you know, I should just add that Pidion is a fucking amazing fighter. I do like. When he's not fighting my guys, I'm watching him and I'm like, oh man, I like his trips. I like a lot of. He's a good fighter. He's just a little wacky and a bully.
Yeah.
And you put him in his place. And even leading up to a fight, you're always respectful. And you're in his face at the weigh-ins. When you made the decision that you're fighting him, there was no more talks about. I never heard again, Matt. There was no more of that. That was that one call. And after that, I never heard like. You were just in the zone. You weren't gonna lose. There was no way you were losing that fight, you know. And that was the mindset you had to get in. Now, Aljo, your best friend, has the title. He defends it several times. Aljamain Sterling, Funk Harbor, rum. Get that. He loses it, and he loses it, you know, to Sugar Sean O'Malley. And at this time, Sugar Sean O'Malley is knocking people out. He only had one. Well, maybe the Pidion fight was very close. He won that fight by decision. The Cheeto fight, he got back. Oh no, he there was controversial. He got it back. I think. Did he defend the belt?
So he beat a very good Cheeto in rematch. But first fight he has only where like he got like how O'Malley was saying he got cup kicked and then he got pinched, nerved or something, and he pretty much. But then he was always mentioning he was always want to revenge this fight, and then he dominated Cheeto. In 5 rounds.
Yes.
And so he was looking good,
looking great, and very cocky. Very cocky. You know, to the point, just ridiculously cocky. So you know, and then the fight happened with Aljo, and that happened the way it happened. You know, so here we are. Now you get your shot. What are we thinking when we get the shot?
When I get the shot to O'Malley?
Yeah, we got the call now. Now you waited your turn. You did it something nobody else would do. And here we go. Now you get your shot.
Yeah. I mean, since we saw O'Malley first time in Bantamweight contender series, like he was already starting. He knocked out somebody. That's how you go UFC. And wow, I'm like, who is this guy? And I always wanted to fight him. And then I remember, we was together in Russia. And then I'm sure you remember good. Like in the interview, I was mentioning keep smoking. I'm gonna keep training.
Yes,
and then he was helping me to how to say words correctly in the interview. You know, we was practicing together. You know, to how to say this. And I know you have a lot of fun with this in the interviews and stuff. I remember that. And then so I always wanted to fight him, but he was looking good. Like he really dominated everybody. And I mean, I always knew that Aljo was so much better than him, but. It's a fight, not always best fighter wins, and he used his best opportunity. And you know, I think, you know, we was cornering Aljo together. I think Margada should let him fight more Aljo, but he stopped the fight, and O'Malley win the fight. I remember I was like, you know, when everything was happening, like, I was shocked, but I remember you was calling Aljo move, and then he was moving, and he was about to get up, but
you could say it's controversial for sure. Yeah, I felt the same way. I hate saying it because I don't think like, oh, they're crying about it. Listen, it is what it is. It got. He was moving, but you got redemption for everybody, and not only once, but you did it twice, and it's like you are a kryptonite for him. And you when you won the belt, fantastic, and thank you. You mentioned my name right away. You're such a dude. You're so great. But listen, you won the belt, and and that moment. Dream come true. Dream come true.
Crazy.
You never had to bend the knee. You never had to sacrifice your integrity or your character. You beat, I feel, everybody they put in front of you in the UFC. And there you are. the king.
Yeah. So how it's happened is, I was winning and I have a good win streak, 10-fight win streak UFC, but you still never know, because even Aljo moved up. O'Malley don't fight me. He avenged his loss against Chito Vera, and then I wasn't not still sure if UFC was gonna give me the title fight. But then 2 months before, so when they announced that they will have a fight at the Spear, I was making these skits against my fake O'Malley guy.
That guy's great.
Front of Spear, I was trying to push and promote myself and this fight and to fight Spear, but I was still not sure. I don't hear anything about it. And then 2 months before, I got phone call from UFC, Hunter Campbell, Merab, congratulations, brother. You're fighting for the belt. You're fighting for Sean O'Malley. I'm like, thank you, Hunter. Thank you, God. Thank you, UFC. Oh, this is great. But you know how it is. I'm sure you had same feeling. Like first day, like you excited, but after you just back to normal and you training, and then you just have a training camp. And then me, like since I have these 2 controversial losses in UFC, so after that I'm just focusing for the win, and I forget about the belt. I just want to fight and then have a win against Sean O'Malley. And I know he hits hard and he was game and he wants to run it to him and he wants to punch you and then fight goes and I take my time. I was controlling distance, take him down. I'm like, this is so easy. I'm thinking in my head, oh, I wish Aljo take him down before how this guy beat Aljo in my head,
Yeah.
But I'm like controlling fight, winning easy, and then he got me one couple punch, like one there, like whatever. I felt his power, but I see everything. I train hard, so I'm sparring a lot of guys, and I see all and no problem. And the 5th round, okay, now it's 5th round. I take him down, and the referee tell me, fighter work, and I'm on top. I'm holding him. I'm knee him in a tie, and I'm like, okay, I guess I have to do something else. And I changed the position. And he said, do something. Okay, what should I do? I let go. When I let go, now we are standing. And now I try to chase his takedown, but he defend good after. Like beginning, I was timing good, but now when I really tried to take him down, he was good. He was like flexible, timing good, and then boom, here we come. He body kicked me in my guts, and I'm like, he felt me. It wasn't nothing crazy, but if he got me 1 or 2 more times again, then I will be in the trouble,
That's
but in my
scary.
head, oh my God, I can. Maybe I should. Why don't I should try to finish him? Or why I don't go harder? Why I was saving my energy or something? Now, oh my God, I don't. And then I got a little bit, like nervous too. I don't want to lose this fight. And then thank God, no problem. I still control the fight. I win the fight, and And then okay, and then now I beat the guy, right? All 5 rounds. I look dominant. I take him down. Now it's time to raise my hands, and I forget everything about the belt. It was fight for the belt. I forget because I was not thinking too much in my head, belt or speech or something. And then now, and we Merab Dvalishvili, okay, they raised my hands. I'm like, okay, I beat you. It's no big deal. But then now I wrap the belt in my, when he wrapped the belt in my waist.
Yeah.
And then, wow, my God, this is crazy. Now I'm champion and forever will be champion. It doesn't matter. After this, I can lose 10 in a row, but I always will be champion. And then that was shock moment for me. I can't control the motion. I went to my knees and I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. And then, that was like crazy moment. And man, but Matt, thank you again for like, really everything, man, for inspire, for good example, to show me like loyalty, like to how to be good teammates, how to work hard, how to show them, give me the place to training to get better. And like Yeah, like I tell you, before I met you, I was met you guys, like Ray, you and Ray, and then training with you guys team, and I was thinking about to quit, and
I remember that time,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was not going to happen because you're one of those born fighters. You were made for this. You know, before we wrap up.
No. Yeah.
Before we wrap up, yeah, I know you got time. I know you're not rushing out.
Yeah.
You know, I got. You know what I saw last night?
What?
Superman. You know, I love the fucking
Oh, really?
movies.
Wow, okay.
You know, and Frank Grillo, one of the actors. I got him coming on in 15 minutes, but I want to talk to you for fucking hours. But really quick, before we get out of here, just your Umar fight. Now, everybody. Now look, another Russian bully. You know, not as listen. I don't think.
Rude,
yeah, maybe a little rude, a little cocky because he was unbeaten.
Yeah.
And everybody. Now listen, the great Habib is in his corner, so everybody's now he's a coach full time. Everybody now, people they look at MMA math. Well, look at his wrestling. Look at his sambo. Look at his striking. And look at his striking compared to Merab's. Look at this. Look at that. Now, I told you right away, I felt great about it. I felt you're going to do to him what you do to everybody. Wow. You take the fight, really, go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
So there is the guy, Umar Nurmagomedov. When he signed to UFC, like I tweet, hey, welcome to UFC, congratulations. I would like to, if you in my weight class, I respect you, but, I would like to fight with you, no problem, whenever. But and I think one point I even was welcoming to fight him, So, but after I was winning, and then Umar, he was fighting, but nobody really like a ranking. We all know he's a good fighter, and of course he got us our attention. Of course, first of all he's Khabib's cousin, and we all respect Khabib, and we all appreciate what he done for sport and everything, but. In the second year, Umar looks like he choked some people. He got knockout. He got good dominant wins against good guys, some guys, but like nobody like really like top 15 and stuff like this. And then he started after I beat Peter Yan. I saw a video. He was mentioning my name. He wants to fight me. I'm like. And then, but when we was leaving, I don't remember if you remember, he came asked and he said, "Hey, congratulations, Merab." And right after I saw video, he wanted to fight me after this fight, and then I'm like, bro, like I'm right there to top 5, and I just beat like the best guy in division, and why I have to go fight outside of 15, right? Mm-hmm. And then I don't like the call out from him, anyways, but. And then now I'm like chasing belt, and Umar calling me. I'm like, bro, fight somebody like real in any way. I feel like a little bit disrespectful, saying, yeah, you're a good fighter, but there is so many good fighters.
Yeah.
But you have to earn it, like you said. And then I win the belt, and then now I have to fight. And then anyway. So in UFC asked me to fight him. I said yes, I will fight, but. I like it's first time I win the belt. I would like to come back 5 months later. I want to take time, traveling in the world a little bit, and I want to enjoy it. But Umar start talking shit. Oh, Merab, now I can't fight Ramadan, and you have to take a fight in December or January, bro. I just win the belt in September. Why I have to take a fight in December? Like, you are the contender. I'm the champion. Just respect my name. And then he makes some bullshit expression, and he said it's a Georgian expression, and he was blaming on me, and then I also feel disrespect. But then like how we are real people, man.
Yes.
We are real people. We take this one like serious and personal. I was super mad, and then I'm like this in like going crazy looking his tweets. I block him in Instagram. Like he's talking shit.
Get annoyed.
Yeah, and then. And I smashed my leg, and I got injured. Like I have cuts and inspections, and stuff like this, and
Yeah, you hurt your back. I know the situation. No, listen, I like to say it for you because it doesn't matter now. You won the fight.
Right,
If you lost, that's a problem.
Right.
You go into that fight all messed up. Your back, there's nights you can't walk. The machine's having some issues. You take the fight and you shine. You shine, Merab. You shine like a star. And, you know, it went swimmingly. It went the way we thought it would go. A couple of tough rounds. Not tough rounds. He's coming out strong. We know that.
Yeah.
But the best thing I love about it is your face never, you never looked concerned.
Right.
It's like you know what the result's going to be. Yeah, even in the he's getting you down, you're getting back up, you're smiling, you're fighting his hands. It is that is discouraging for the other fighter. When you did beat him, I mean, come on, man. I had that.
I don't know. It was, it felt good for sure, but like you said, like, I was confident and I was positive. You know, once I take the fight and then once I was fighting and it doesn't matter. Just you know, I don't know how to explain, but once I beat him, then make him humble. I know I make him much humble. You know, maybe he's not 100% humble, but he was humbled, and I was happy to represent all the hard worker people, and you know, I was happy to my hard work paid off, and I showed that he wasn't like a killer like he looked, and I showed his weakness, and so
I love the fact. I know I'm gonna have to wrap it up in a second, but I love the fact that you know, when it was over, he was so out of breath. And then you couldn't get you stopped talking. You were just fucking, hey, and, you know, the rematch with Sean O'Malley, the submission, and now he's totally humble. The way you just submitted him and took him down and didn't even make it competitive. Merab, again, you're going to be visiting. You're going to be in town again. I want you and Aljo in here together, and you and Ray.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing this again. But I just want to kind of end it on this where, you know, when guys come to myself and Longo, it's one thing's to make a champion. That's phenomenal. But it's how are they when they leave us? How are they as in their life? You know? And I look at guys from Al Iaquinta, who fought Habib for 5 rounds on 24-hour notice, the raging Al Iaquinta, who's killing it with his real estate, a business. Chris Weidman doing phenomenal, former champion. Aljo, former champion. Yourself, your story still being written. And I look at you going back home to Georgia, and when I swear to God, I see this, I get emotional. I see the chariots, then I see the guys trying to jump on the bus, and then I go back to when I first met you, and I think about that, and I could not be happier for you, buddy. And you know, it's just a beautiful thing, dude. You're the American dream. You made it. And we're going to Fogo de Chao later.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you,
on
man.
everything, brother.
Thank you. Once again, I appreciate for everything. You know, you're a great man. I mean, you was great fighter, great coach, great father. I respect you. And man, like, you know.
You're on top of it, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but like we still same people, same.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we're down to earth.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got to get Longo and we got to go to. Hey, I have to take you to Talio's. I have a slice named after me. Yeah. I have to take you there. Oh, Merab. Yeah. Next trip, next time here.
Okay.
It's the most, and they get their flour from Italy. It's not bad for you. I know you're not a big pizza guy, but I'm telling you.
I like New York Italian pizza, yeah.
Hey, man, we're going to Fogo de Chao later. Okay. I'm going to be there in like an hour or two. Anything you want to plug? Besides Funk Harbor Rum, Aljamain Sterling?
Yeah, Aljamain's, make sure if you guys drink, especially real good quality rum from Jamaica, make sure order Aljamain's Sterling's Funk Harbor, yes.
Yeah, it's a champion. Thank you so much. I can't wait to get some turkey wrapped in bacon.
And then if you guys want to training in Jiu-Jitsu, the best place, Long Island, Serra BJJ.
Thank you so much. Longo's MMA.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, brother, thank you so much, man. I love you, buddy.